Did you know that when your purpose is a little bit different, or even a lot different, right? But just different in general, and you step out to do something different, you have your mind out to do something different. It's not what people are used to. It's not what your family is used to. It's not what your bloodline is used to. It's not what your friends are used to. Do you know that those people will then try to deter you from what your purpose truly is? Not necessarily because they're envious of you. Now, some people are. However, it's more so because they are fearful that you might fail. Because the thing is, nobody has done what you're about to do. Nobody. They haven't seen it with their eyes. They don't know anybody. They can't reach out and touch anybody, call anybody that is going to do what you are going to do. And since it's so unfamiliar, and since they've never seen anybody do it, they're in fear of you failing. This is why oftentimes when you have a purpose that's different from your mom, your dad, your siblings, your grandparents, your cousins, your friends, they say, well, maybe try something a little different. Well, just stick with school. School is safer. Do you know how many times I've heard when I told people I'm going to be a speaker, I'm going to be a motivational speaker, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I told people I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm working for myself. I'm not working for anybody else. Do you know how many people has tried to get in my ear and say, and has actually gotten in my ear, and they said, well, what if that don't work? What's your plan B? Because in their mind, anytime somebody has a plan A that's not school, work a 9 to 5, or go to the military, you automatically, in their eyes, you're set up for failure. You're set up to go down a dead end. You're going down a dead end path. You know how many, I've heard actually one of my favorite cousins, she said to me, Maya, I just feel like you're going down a dead end. You just need to go to school. And the thing is, it's not that I don't want to go to, it's not that I'm not going to ever go to school, right? Because your girl did graduate top 10% of her class, all honors, stamp that. Yes, I did, right? It's not that I'm not going to ever go to college. It's that my route looks a little bit different than most people. When your purpose is different than most people or everybody that you know, because my purpose is a lot different than everybody. I can't reach out and touch nobody that I know. No family, no friend. It's going to make those people feel like, girl, what is she doing? And back then, when I was going through all of this and everybody was trying to deter me, they did have my ear. And I didn't understand why everybody kept saying plan B, plan B, plan B. So much so that, guess what, guys? It even brainwashed me to making me believe that I needed a plan B. It brainwashed me to say, you know what? Maybe I do need to just stop doing social media altogether. Maybe I need to slow down. When I first started doing social media on YouTube, truthfully, I did it because I needed an outlet due to the fact that I was navigating so many big feelings at such a tender age. I was battling, going through and navigating, and God, how do I heal? I feel like I'm just such a broken person, right? From childhood trauma, from finding out that my dad, who had brought me up and cared for me all my life, was actually my adopted dad. And I didn't even find out from them, from my parents. I found out from extended family. And it wasn't a sit down conversation. It was a joke, hee hee ha ha. I was going through feeling like a failure. I was going through people low key behind my back calling me a failure. And they thought that I didn't know, but I didn't realize that I had all these gifts from the Lord. And like I said, I was a lot different from these people who were actually talking about me. And I didn't even know. How did I know that they're saying these things about me? Didn't realize it though. Not only do I have the gift of knowledge, and I have a lot of other gifts, but I'm just gonna stick to this one. I have the gift of knowledge, right? So sometimes I just know. And I also found out years later, I'm also a prophet, right? And I couldn't really put my finger on it. Like, why do I know exactly what these people are talking about and saying? And some people used to be like, oh, girl, you just paranoid. But then years later, it came out, Maya, yeah, you actually were right. They did actually say that about you. Or somebody would just slip up and say, yeah, such and such said this about you. I'll have people come to me and tell me, oh, yeah, such and such said this about you. And they would confirm, oh, girl, your dreams was right. Oh, girl, you are different. Oh, girl, you are blessed, highly favored, and anointed. Oh, girl, you truly are a prophet, right? Now, not everybody's a prophet. Even if you're watching this, you're listening, and you know you're different, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are a prophet. I do want y'all to understand that, okay? I'm not saying that you're not, but I just want people to understand, because I do hear people use that term loosely. I've heard people use that term loosely, and I just want to make sure, because as a prophet, you have such the what you carrying is a lot different than what other people carry. Okay, I just want to let you know that. All right. So it's no need to carry something that you're not even designed to carry. God didn't design you to carry that. So don't take on a weight that you was never designed to carry in the first place. Okay. Anywho, that still does not change the fact that if you are knowing that you're different, if you know God has placed something deep down inside of you and you are not like other people, you carry a different gift, because everybody, truthfully, if you're a child of God, you have a gift. There's 9 gifts of the Holy Spirit if you look it up. I believe it might be in Galatians chapter 5, but I might be wrong. But if you look it up, you'll see there's 9 gifts of the Holy Spirit. And if you are anointed, you got a gift, okay? So with that being said, even if you're not a prophet, this is not about being a prophet. This is just simply about being different. This is about being chosen. This is about being aligned with God. This is about your purpose being different from those around you. You just was probably even fell in line sometimes. Like at some point in my life, I just was like, okay, I'm gonna just fall in line. Literally, I said, I'm gonna just fall in line. I'm just gonna enroll in school. I'm just gonna go to the military. I'm just gonna work a 9 to 5. I'm just gonna roll with the punches of life. And then I had to realize that even then I was uncomfortable as well. So either way, you're gonna be uncomfortable. You're gonna be uncomfortable whether you choose to do God's will for your life and go after your purpose, your God-given purpose, actually. Or whether you just decide, hey, I'm actually not going to do the will of God. I'm going to be like everybody else. I'm going to follow my mom's path, my dad's path, my siblings' path, my grandparents' path. I'm just going to follow their path, even though I know deep down that's not my path. Even when you are walking in the world and you're thinking that is easier because you're not taking on what God has called you to take on, it's still going to be difficult. You're going to have to pick one. Pick one. Are you going to go down the path that God has called you to go down, or are you going to fall in line? Me specifically, I don't even like lines. Me specifically, I was the type of child that grew up that thought that I hear what my daddy is telling us to do, but maybe I can negotiate with it. I was always that type of person. And my dad would get so pissed off about it, literally. I remember one time we went to a restaurant and he said to me, I always noticed that you ordered the most expensive thing off the menu. Any guy that you date and the man that you marry, he better have some money in his pockets. Because you just not gonna, in other words, you're not finna fall in line. You're not finna just do what everybody else do. I was 5 years old, eating seafood, lobster, crab legs, and shrimps. Skip the McDonald's altogether and go get me a seafood boil. No, back then we didn't really call it no seafood boil, but let's go to Red Lobster. I want the biscuits with the butter. And honestly, for real, I'm not gonna lie, that should have been a telltale sign to my parents that this girl, she gonna be a little different growing up. I mean, like when she get older, because she already a little different now as a kid, when she get older and become an adult, yeah, she gonna be a little different growing up. I think my daddy seen it, but he didn't see exactly what I'm telling y'all. He didn't see how big it's gonna get. Nobody honestly has seen how big it's gonna get. Only I can see how big it's gonna get because God gave me the vision for it. See what I'm saying? When it's your purpose, nobody can see it like you can see it. If they could, God would have gave them that purpose as well. But nobody can see it like how you can see it. Nobody can see the money. Nobody can see how wealthy you're about to be. I closed my eyes one day. When I tell you I had a dream so real, I was laying in my bed. I had a big old bed in a dream. I was in my penthouse in a dream. I woke up. I opened my eyes. I could have sworn I was in that bed in that penthouse, child. I woke up, I was in this house. And having a house ain't bad. Because, having a house ain't bad, baby. Most people be like, oh yeah, girl, you got to pay your rent. I'd be like, mortgage, you mean? And, this no shade to nobody, but, I'm just bringing up the fact that having a house ain't bad. You know what I'm talking about? But that penthouse out, what I truly desire and want, when I seen that in that dream, I said, oh, 2 snaps, baby. See, only you can see it. Like even when you dream, only you can see your dreams. Literally, only you can see it. You can describe to other people what you've seen in your dream, but still only your eyes have seen it. Now, when it manifests, when it comes to pass, then everybody will see just exactly how, how great God is, right? On your behalf, and that you were not lying the entire time when you told them folks, my purpose looks a little bit different. My path looks a little bit different, right? They're going to say, oh, I see why she said that. Right now, she got to just focus on her content real quick. She got to just post her content. Oh, it looked like she was broke in the beginning because she wasn't making no money and she was still driving that beat up car, even though the car was paid off. I just want to let somebody know that. Even though the car is fully paid off, I don't pay no car notes. Thank you. Even though I was downing her, they're going to say, even though I was downing her, even though I was doubting her, even though I gossip about her, even though I talk bad about her, even though I slander her name, even though I call her everything but a child of God, even though, they're going to say, even though, dang, look how God has blessed her. Y'all, I kid y'all not. Those same people will ask, how did you do it? They're going to say, I got my pencil and paper out. I'm ready for you to show me. I'm ready for you to give me a tutorial. How do you work social media? They're going to say, I'm ready. I got my pen and paper out. They're going to say, can you teach me how to make the money that you make? They're going to say, can you teach me how to make the digital products? They're going to say, can you teach me like how you even make content like this? And not everybody who's listening to this video makes content. But whatever your purpose is that you're called to do, you're going to have people in your ear say, how did you do it? Teach me. It's going to be the same. I kid you not. I kid you not. I kid you not. It's going to be the same exact people that doubted you in the first place. It's going to be the same exact people that tried to deter you. It's going to be the same exact people that said, I don't think you should do that because I don't even think it's a real job. You know how many times people said that's not a real job? The world looks at you as crazy. Whole time you just got crazy faith. You ain't crazy. You just got crazy faith. They looking at you crazy whole time. I just really want to hold up a mirror to them. If I was being honest. But that's it for today's video. I am Samaya Evans. I make faith-based content here on YouTube. Okay. And you might get prophetic dreams and warnings that I may have if God has called me to share those, because sometimes I can't always share everything until God has put it on my heart to share, right? Some words are urgent, so I'm going to share it. Some words, I got to wait a little bit, You're also going to get videos that talk a lot about purpose, because that is one of my main focus. Purpose and growing in faith. Those are a lot of the videos that you will be hearing from me, and that's what you can expect from me. I also, back in the day, when I first started content, I was making hair content. The people followed me for hair content. So I'm going to be posting lots of beauty stuff. It might not always be hair, but it's going to be stuff that the girls want to see. I know y'all want to see the hair content. I know y'all want to see stuff like that. You're also going to see me learning how to do my makeup. Not sure what clip this is personally, because I can record my voiceovers before I just put the voiceover on a clip, right? So you might see me do a makeup, every now and then as well. And if I look crazy, it's because I'm still learning how to do makeup, because as a child, my daddy was not going for none of that. You could not wear no makeup in his house. And that's just period. So next year I'll be 30. Give it up for me. But in August, which is next month, August 8th, your girl will be turning 29. Let's clap it up. Meaning that I'll bring that up to say I'll be almost 30 and still don't know how to do my makeup. So not too much on me. Okay, show me a little grace. Thank you. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Samaya Evans. The spelling is literally the same as my YouTube channel name. Make sure that you spell it correctly so that way you can actually find me. Okay, the Y is before the I. On those platforms, I make God plus girl content. I was previously making balancing womanhood with motherhood content, and I'm not saying that that type of content won't still be made. It just still falls under the category of God plus girl content, because I noticed that whenever my bio is God plus girl, I feel like stuff just flow easier. Because I'm being a girl, I'm living very dainty, very soft, very pretty, and it's because of God. So yeah, but on those platforms, it's more so like you'll get the level up type of advice. You'll get advice on how to be a better, or like how to maybe up your skincare routine, how to up your self-care and hygiene routine. What kind of vitamins to take, cute little stuff like that, right? It's very cute, but it's very necessary, right? It's very soft, but the soft life is also very necessary. So follow me on those platforms as well. And I will be posting every day up until August 31st, because I'm holding myself accountable, not only to be obedient to God, because I don't like the fact that I don't like hurting God's feelings when he has told me to do something and I just wasn't being obedient. So I'm going to have to post up until August 1st. Post every single day up until August 31st, 2026. Even after August 31st, I don't know what God is going to have for me and what he's going to call me to do and how often to post. But you can at least expect to receive a video from me every single day from today up until August 31st. That's it for today's video. I love y'all so much, and I will see y'all next time.